We are inside the Key West Gallery. We're going to introduce you today to an incredibly talented, world-renowned artist, Bill Mack. He is regarded as the world's finest relief sculptor. His work is truly incredible. Take a look for yourself. Talk with us about your art, Bill. It is such a unique form of art. How did it all come about?
Well, I mean, I do view that the relief as an art form in itself. I mean, you know, certainly not just flat two-dimensional art. And when people say sculpture, their minds go like this. So relief has got to be a third art form. And I think they probably mostly consider it as some sort of minor category, subcategory of sculpture. But I dropped the word sculpture and pretty much call it relief, period. It's a 2.5 dimensions, a distorted third dimension. And it's basically dimensional work on the wall. You see it on buildings, you see it all over the world. You see it in Indianapolis, you see it in Minneapolis, you see it in New York City, and see it all over Europe. But it's always been on a building. I took it off the buildings probably over 3 decades ago and brought it into galleries in just a little lighter weight material, but the same highly dimensional art form.
Okay.
So it's unique.
Let's talk about the Hollywood sign. Bill, you are the owner of the original Hollywood sign, and you do incorporate that into your work. How did you become the owner of this original sign?
That could be a long story, but in a short version, I mean, basically, I'm a collector of things. I collect anything, a lot of things rare and unusual. And I got a call from somebody that asked me if I'd like to buy the Hollywood sign. And you can imagine the reaction. First of all, the quick reaction was going to hang the phone up and get on with my life. And now they convinced me that what it was, the original Hollywood sign was built in 1923. And it stayed up there until the late 70s, and it was sort of falling apart. And Alice Cooper and some of his pals decided to throw the money in and build a new Hollywood sign, and they took the original Hollywood sign down and stored it in a warehouse. Later on, heard about an artist that was a collector and said it was a perfect marriage. Little did they know I'm a sculptor primarily. I work in dimensions anyway, and I don't do flat art. I mean, I've always done studies for my relief and my full round sculptures, but never was going to be part of my business, because you look around here, I mean, there's so many wonderful artists. Why do I need to get in that world when I have a unique art form? But in order to do this, I thought about it. It'd be a possible way I could make it dimensional. It didn't come, it didn't register. So I actually almost didn't buy it, and it took almost a year to kind of decide to go ahead and paint iconic images on this fantastic metal.
Yeah, and it's fabulous. It's a good thing you bought it, for all of us to be able to then enjoy your work.
Good, thank you.
What goal do you have that you still haven't reached yet?
Well, what happens is you do have, I mean, because I'm traveling so much, I'm thinking about all the other things that I'd like to do, and I do see things. I try not to go in other galleries and museums and shows, but you can't help it. I'm a collector. I collect everything. I collect art, collect memorabilia, letters, and documents. And so, I mean, I try not to be influenced, but I've got so much to do, and at some point you realize that you can't do it all. There's just not enough time, but I'd like to do as much as I can. I've got new ideas. When you see what shows up the next few days down here, it's like Kelly doesn't even know the gallery owner doesn't even know what I'm bringing down.
Yeah.
Some surprises.
Wonderful. Well, again, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I'm such a fan of your work. I know my videographers are such a fan as well. So it's a pleasure to talk with you, and I look forward to seeing some more of your new masterpieces. And if you are in Key West, be sure to stop by Key West Gallery, located at 601 Duval Street.